God's wrath, dragon's fury, demons unleashed, monsters feast, giants fall, witches whisper, celestial war, darkness looms, God's betrayal, underworld awakens.
Chapter 12, The Shattered Cosmos depicts a universe fractured by the battle between Marduk and Tiamat. The cosmos splits into divine, mortal, and underworld realms, and Marduk creates Ira, a being of fire and ice, to restore balance and protect the weak. The cosmos, once a seamless expanse where the divine, the mortal, and the monstrous had intertwined, was no longer whole. The scars of the great battle between Marduk and Tiamat had left the universe fractured, its very fabric strained by the collision of powers too vast for a single reality to contain. In the aftermath of the conflict, the divine realm had stood victorious but not unscathed, and Marduk, the supreme one, had been left to contemplate the future of existence. The divine realm, though still a beacon of light and order, had borne the marks of the war that had ravaged it. The gods, having rebuilt much of what had been lost, now faced the sobering reality that the threat of Tiamat and her allies could never be entirely vanquished. Tiamat's wrath had been eternal, her desire for vengeance unquenchable. Marduk had known that as long as the cosmos remained a single, unified expanse, the danger would persist, a danger not only to the gods but to all creation.
The battle is won, yet the struggle endures. Tiamat's presence lingers, her furious shadow upon creation. If balance is to be restored, the cosmos must be reforged.
With solemn resolve, Marduk had summoned the full extent of his power. The cosmos had trembled as the supreme god reached deep into the very essence of creation, his will shaping the future of the universe. The power he wielded had been immense, a force that could bend reality itself, and with it, Marduk had begun the process of division, a great and terrible act that would forever separate the worlds.
By my will, the realms shall be sundered. The age of a singular cosmos ends, and from its remnants, 3 worlds shall rise.
The first world to be forged had been the divine realm itself, an expanse of light and order where the gods would reign supreme. Here, Marduk's authority would be absolute, his rule unchallenged by the forces of chaos. The divine realm would be a sanctuary, a place of peace and stability, protected from the darkness that lurked beyond its borders. But Marduk had known that peace in the divine realm alone was not enough. The mortal world, the world of humans, had needed protection as well. The humans, fragile and fleeting, had been vulnerable to the influences of the other races, to the chaos that Tiamat embodied. And so, Marduk had created a second world, a world of mortal flesh and blood, where humans would live, free from the interference of the gods and the monstrous beings that had once roamed alongside them. Yet the act of division had not stopped there. Marduk, knowing that Tiamat's power had been vast, and that her hatred for the divine realm had been unending, had created a third world, a world of shadow and flame, a realm of darkness where Tiamat would be cast down, her power contained, her reach limited. This world, which would come to be known as the underworld, had been a place of eternal night, where the spirits of the dead would wander and where Tiamat would rule, far from the light of the divine realm. The cosmos was no longer a single unified expanse. It had become a collection of separate worlds, each one a fortress unto itself, isolated by the vast chasms of space and time that Marduk had carved between them. The divine realm, the mortal world, and the underworld, 3 distinct realities, each governed by its own laws, each protected from the other by the will of Marduk. But even as Marduk's power had reshaped the cosmos, he had known that the act of division was not without consequence. The rift between the worlds had not been absolute, and in the moment of separation, a fracture had occurred, a rift through which some of the ancient beings, those who had once walked alongside the gods and the monsters, had managed to slip.
The work is done. The worlds are divided, yet their fates remain entwined. Let the gods watch over the heavens. Let mortals carve their destiny, and let the underworld hold its darkness. But beware, for the fracture exists, and through it, echoes of the past may one day return.
And so the Great Division had been complete. The cosmos, once whole, had become a realm of threefold existence, its balance maintained by the will of Marduk. Yet the echoes of what once was lingered still, and in the spaces between the worlds, the shadows of forgotten beings had stirred, waiting for the day when the veil between realms would weaken once more. In the darkness of the underworld, Tiamat seethed with fury. Cast down by Marduk, her power bound by the constraints of the new world, she raged against the prison of torment and shadows. This was no throne but a cage, a realm where the light of the divine could not reach.
I will not be forgotten. I will not be caged like a beast while the heavens bask in their stolen light.
Though her body was chained, her will was not. As Marduk's power divided the worlds, a fracture formed, a rift in the fabric of the cosmos. Tiamat felt it, reaching out with her dark will, grasping at the sliver of opportunity.
Rise, my children, the time has come to sow terror upon the world that dares deny us.
The demon race, the giants, the dragons, the ancient monsters, all sworn to Tiamat, surged through the rift. With them came witches, wielders of forgotten magic, those who once walked the line between the mortal and divine. Chaos itself had found a passage into the world of men.
The balance is shattered. The age of gods will tremble before the return of the ancients.
But even as the rift threatened to consume the human world, it began to close. Tiamat, drained from her effort, reached forth, but the breach was sealing. Her fury was bound once more, leaving her behind in the abyss.
This is not the end.
The rift, though sealed, had left its mark. The divine realm, now isolated in light, became a sanctuary of peace. But the human world was now tainted, haunted by the escaped horrors of the underworld.
Though the worlds are divided, the struggle is far from over. We shall watch over the mortals, guide them in dreams and visions, but we cannot shield them from the darkness entirely.
And so the age of worship began. The humans, sensing the turmoil in their world, turned to the heavens for aid, building temples, offering prayers, seeking solace in divine protection. But darkness too had found its place.
If I cannot walk among them, then my will shall.
Thus, heaven and hell were born. The divine realm became a place of light and order, while the underworld became a prison of despair, where spirits wandered in torment and the echoes of vengeance never faded. The war between heaven and hell would not be waged with weapons, but with the hearts of men. Marduk watched from his throne, knowing the struggle was eternal. As long as light dwelled in the hearts of men, the darkness could never truly triumph. But as long as fear and hatred festered, neither could the light reign unchallenged, neither could In the aftermath of his triumph over Tiamat, Marduk gazed upon the cosmos, recognizing the imbalance that still plagued existence. Power ruled over weakness, gods over mortals. The worlds lay divided, and darkness lingered on the fringes of creation. In that moment, Marduk resolved to forge a protector, one neither god nor human, but possessing the strength of both.
This fire, raw and unrestrained, holds the key, but it cannot exist alone. It needs balance.
At the summit of Mount Kalasho, Marduk sought the ice that had endured since the dawn of time, a cold so profound it could temper even the mightiest flame.
Two forces, opposite yet equal. Together, they shall forge something greater.
Born from flame yet tempered by ice, Ira stood, neither god nor man. His presence commanded awe, his power restrained by Marduk's design.
You are my son, Ira, neither god nor mortal, but a force to challenge the powerful and protect the weak.
Forged of the same elements as Ira, the black iron horse was a creature of balance. Fire burned beneath its hooves, yet it could command the cold of eternity.
This steed shall bear you through the cosmos, swift as the wind, unyielding as the storm.
More than a weapon, the Blaze Frost Celestial Sword was a force of creation and destruction. It could unleash fire to incinerate worlds or ice to freeze time itself.
This blade is your will made manifest. Wield it with wisdom, for its full power shall awaken only when you are ready.
Thus, Ira was born, the dark flame given form, the balance between destruction and salvation. With the Black Iron Horse as his steed and the Blaze Frost Celestial Sword as his weapon, his destiny awaited. Marduk had forged something unique, something that could stand against the forces of chaos. Ira was neither god nor man, but he was a protector, a guardian, a warrior destined to bring balance to the cosmos.
You are my son, Ira, but you are also more than that. You are a protector of the weak, a guardian of balance. The cosmos is vast, and within its infinite expanse, forces stir that seek to unravel order. It is your duty to stand against them, to wield your strength for those who cannot defend themselves.
Ira nodded, his eyes burning with a quiet resolve. He understood his purpose. He was not a god, but he bore the strength of one. He was not human, but he carried their spirit within him. With fire and ice, he would safeguard the weak, challenge the powerful, and uphold the fragile equilibrium of the universe. Though Ira wielded the ancient ice, Marduk knew the day would come when he would have to embrace the dark flame blaze. The flames were not gone, merely sealed away, waiting for their destined moment to be unleashed.
There will come a time when the balance is threatened, when chaos rises anew. On that day, you must unlock the full power of the flames within you. But until that time comes, you must master the cold, for it tempers the fire and keeps it in check.
Ira clenched his fists, feeling both the fire and ice within him. The frost kept the flames at bay, a force of discipline against unrestrained destruction. His path was clear. Balance must be his guiding force. And so Ira's journey began. With the Black Iron Horse as his steed and the Blaze Frost Celestial Sword in his hand, he rode through the infinite expanse. He was a protector, a warrior of balance, a beacon of hope in a universe teetering on the brink of chaos.
The flames are locked, the power contained. But when the time comes, Ira will be ready.
And when that moment arrived, the cosmos itself would tremble before his power. Even the gods would bow.